Welcome back to Coins X Tales. We're exploring rare Lincoln Wheat Pennies, coins that have made people rich. Let's find out why you should never overlook these coins. Because who knows, a single coin could change your life. Don't miss this. Top 1. Imagine opening your pocket change and discovering that one simple penny could be worth far more than 1 cent. Many people ignore old coins, but collectors know that some of them hide surprising value. One coin that has been gaining attention among collectors is the famous 1952 Lincoln Wheat Penny. Today we're taking a closer look at why this small copper coin can sometimes be worth much more than its face value, and what makes certain examples so special. The 1952 Lincoln Wheat Penny was produced at the Denver Mint. In that year, the mint struck more than 700 million pennies. Because of this large number, most circulated examples are common and easy to find. But collectors don't just look at the number of coins minted. Condition, color, and rare minting errors can turn an ordinary coin into a valuable treasure. The design of this penny features the well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that first appeared in 1909. On the reverse side, you'll see 2 wheat stalks surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. This classic design is the reason collectors call these coins Lincoln Wheat Pennies. What makes the 1952 version interesting for collectors is the possibility of finding high-grade examples and unusual mint errors. Coins that were carefully preserved and never heavily circulated often keep their bright red copper color. These red coins are much rarer today because copper darkens over time. When collectors discover a fully red example in almost perfect condition, the value can increase dramatically. Another exciting factor is mint errors. Some 1952 pennies show die cracks, repunched mint marks, or slight off-center strikes. These small production mistakes occurred when dies at the mint wore out or shifted during striking. While they were once considered defects, collectors now see them as unique features that make certain coins stand out from the millions of regular pieces. Coin collectors always study small details. The sharpness of Lincoln's hair, the lines in the wheat stalks, and the condition of the lettering can determine whether a coin is average or extremely valuable. This is why many collectors use magnifiers or microscopes when examining old pennies. Another reason this coin remains popular is history. Holding a 1952 penny means holding a small piece of American history from more than 70 years ago. Coins like this traveled through countless hands, pockets, and stores, quietly becoming part of everyday life while slowly gaining collectible interest. So if you ever come across an old wheat penny in a jar, drawer, or coin roll, don't ignore it too quickly. Take a closer look at the date and the mint mark below the year. That small letter can make a big difference to collectors searching for specific varieties. Now let's talk about value. Most circulated 1952 Lincoln Wheat Pennies are worth around 3 to 10 cents. Well-preserved, uncirculated examples can sell for around $5 to $20. High-grade red examples graded at the top levels have reached auction prices of around $1,000 to $2,000. That's why coin collectors always say one important thing. Never ignore old pennies, because even a tiny coin could be hiding real collector value. If you enjoyed learning about rare coins and hidden treasures in everyday change, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with other coin lovers. And remember to always check your pocket change carefully, because the next valuable coin might already be in your hands. Top 2. Most people never think twice about the pennies they see every day. But coin collectors know that sometimes a small copper coin can hide an incredible story and surprising value. One of those coins is the famous 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary old penny, but for collectors this coin can be an interesting piece of history and sometimes even a valuable find. The 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny was struck during an important time in American history, just before the United States entered World War II. These coins were produced mainly at the Philadelphia Mint, and coins from this mint usually do not carry a mint mark. That's why the 1940 penny without a mint mark simply means it was made in Philadelphia. The design of this coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front. This design was first introduced in 1909 and quickly became one of the most recognizable coin designs in the United States. On the back of the coin you will see 2 wheat stalks surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. Because of this design, collectors call these coins Lincoln Wheat Pennies. More than 500 million of these pennies were produced in 1940, which means many of them still exist today. However, the real value depends heavily on the condition of the coin. Coins that spent decades in circulation usually show heavy wear, scratches, and dark color. But coins that were saved early or stored carefully can still have strong detail and sometimes even a bright red copper color. Collectors pay special attention to color when grading copper coins. A brown coin that circulated for many years is usually common. But a red, uncirculated example that kept its original mint luster is much harder to find today. These bright red coins are the ones that can attract serious interest from collectors and auctions. Another reason collectors carefully study this coin is the possibility of minting errors. Some 1940 pennies show interesting features like die cracks, off-center strikes, or weakly struck areas caused by worn dies. These small minting mistakes happened during the production process and can make certain coins more collectible. Even small differences can excite collectors who enjoy searching for unique varieties. Coin collecting is often about patience and careful observation. Many valuable coins are discovered in old jars, inherited collections, or rolls of pennies from the bank. That's why collectors always recommend checking every old wheat penny carefully, especially those from the 1940s. Holding a 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny is like holding a small piece of history. This tiny coin traveled through stores, markets, and pockets more than 80 years ago, long before the modern world we know today. For many collectors, that connection to the past is just as exciting as the value of the coin itself. Now let's talk about value. Most circulated 1940 Lincoln Wheat Pennies with no mint mark are usually worth around 10 to 30 cents. Uncirculated examples with strong detail can sell for around $5 to $15. High-grade red examples in excellent condition have reached auction prices of around $1,000 to $3,000. So the next time you see an old wheat penny, take a closer look at the date and the details. You never know when a small 1-cent coin could turn out to be a collectible treasure. If you enjoy discovering rare coins and hidden values in everyday change, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with other coin collectors. And always remember to check your pocket change carefully, because the next valuable coin might already be waiting for you. Top 3. Sometimes the smallest coins hold the biggest surprises. Many people ignore old pennies, but collectors know that certain wheat pennies can become valuable pieces of history. One coin that continues to attract attention is the famous 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary 1-cent coin, but when collectors examine it closely, they sometimes discover details that make it far more interesting. The 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny was struck at the Denver Mint. The small letter D under the date shows that the coin was produced in Denver. In 1958, the Mint produced more than 800 million of these pennies. So many of them entered everyday circulation across the United States that on the front of the coin you will see the portrait of Abraham Lincoln. This design first appeared in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The reverse side shows the classic wheat ears design with the words 1 cent and United States of America. Because of these wheat stalks, collectors call this series Lincoln Wheat Pennies. Even though millions were produced, collectors still search for high-quality examples. Coins that circulated for decades usually appear dark brown and worn. But coins that were saved early sometimes keep their original red copper shine. These bright red, uncirculated coins are far more desirable to collectors because copper naturally darkens over time. Another reason collectors carefully check this coin is for mint errors. Sometimes small mistakes occurred during the minting process. A coin could be slightly off-center, show die cracks, or display weak strikes caused by worn dies. These minting errors make a coin unique and can increase collector interest. Even small details can turn a common penny into something much more exciting for a collector. The year 1958 is also special because it was the final year of the Lincoln Wheat Penny design before the reverse changed in 1959 to the Lincoln Memorial design. Because of that, many collectors like to keep a 1958 penny as the last chapter of the wheat penny era. Owning one means holding the final year of a design that lasted nearly 50 years in American history. Coin collectors often search bank rolls, old jars, and inherited collections hoping to find well-preserved wheat pennies. Sometimes a coin that has been sitting unnoticed for decades can turn out to be a beautiful uncirculated example. Now let's talk about value. Most circulated 1958 Lincoln Wheat Pennies are usually worth around 3 to 10 cents. Uncirculated coins with strong detail can sell for around $5 to $20. High-grade red examples in top condition have reached auction prices of around $1,000 to $2,000. That is why collectors always recommend taking a second look at old pennies. A coin that seems ordinary today could still be an interesting collectible piece from the past. If you enjoy learning about rare coins and hidden treasures, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with other coin lovers. And always remember to check your pocket change carefully, because the next valuable coin might already be waiting in your collection. Top 4. Sometimes the coins we ignore the most can turn out to be the most interesting. Many people see an old penny and think it has no value, but collectors know that certain wheat pennies can be small treasures. One coin that often catches the attention of collectors is the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary copper coin, but there is more to this penny than many people realize. The 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Coins from this mint traditionally did not include a mint mark during that time. So when you see a 1950 penny with no letter under the date, it means it was struck in Philadelphia. In that year, the mint produced hundreds of millions of pennies, sending them into circulation across the country. The design of this coin features the well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front. This design first appeared in 1909 and became one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. On the reverse side, you will find 2 wheat stalks surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. Because of this design, collectors call these coins Lincoln Wheat Pennies. Even though large numbers were produced, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. Many 1950 pennies spent decades moving from pocket to pocket, which caused scratches, fading details, and dark brown color. But coins that were saved early or stored carefully can still have strong details and sometimes even the original bright red copper shine. Collectors pay very close attention to the color of copper coins. Brown coins are the most common because copper naturally darkens over time. But coins that still have their original red color are much rarer today. When a collector finds a fully red example with sharp details and almost no wear, it becomes far more desirable in the coin market. Another reason collectors examine this coin carefully is the possibility of mint errors. During the minting process, small mistakes sometimes occurred. These could include die cracks, slightly off-center strikes, or areas where the design appears weaker because the minting dies were worn. While these were once considered simple production flaws, collectors now see them as unique characteristics that make certain coins stand out. For many collectors, coins like the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny are also valued because of their history. This coin was circulating in the early 1950s, a time when everyday purchases cost just a few cents. Each of these pennies passed through countless hands, stores, and markets, quietly becoming part of everyday life. That is why coin collectors always recommend checking old jars of pennies, coin rolls, or inherited collections. You never know when an old wheat penny might appear that has been hidden away for decades in beautiful condition. Now let's talk about value. Most circulated 1950 Lincoln Wheat Pennies with no mint mark are usually worth around 5 to 15 cents. Uncirculated examples with strong detail can sell for around $5 to $20. High-grade red examples in exceptional condition have reached auction prices of around $1,000 to $3,000. So the next time you see an old wheat penny, take a closer look before spending it. A small coin that once bought almost nothing could now be an interesting collectible piece of history. If you enjoyed learning about valuable coins and hidden treasures, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with other coin collectors. And always remember to check your pocket change carefully, because the next valuable coin might already be waiting for you. Top 5. Most people don't pay much attention to the pennies they see every day. They get dropped into jars, pockets, or drawers and are often forgotten. But for coin collectors, even a small copper penny can hold a fascinating story and sometimes surprising value. One coin that many collectors still search for is the 1955 Lincoln Wheat Penny. While it may look ordinary at first, certain details can make this coin very interesting for collectors. The 1955 Lincoln Wheat Penny was struck at the Denver Mint. The small letter D under the date shows that it was minted in Denver. In that year, the Denver Mint produced more than 500 million pennies, sending them into circulation across the United States. Because so many were made, most examples are still considered common today. However, collectors know that the real value of a coin depends on more than just the mintage number. On the front of the coin you will see the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln. This design first appeared in 1909 and became the first regular United States coin to feature a real historical figure. On the reverse side, you will notice the classic wheat ears surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. These wheat stalks are why collectors refer to the series as Lincoln Wheat Pennies. What makes the 1955 D penny interesting for collectors is the condition and the possibility of unusual minting errors. Many coins from this year circulated heavily for decades, which caused wear on Lincoln's portrait and the wheat lines on the reverse. But when a collector finds a well-preserved coin with sharp details, the value can be much higher. Color also plays a major role in determining the value of copper coins. Over time, copper changes color from bright red to brown. Most older pennies are brown today, but coins that still show their original red color are much harder to find. A bright red, uncirculated example from 1955 can attract strong interest from collectors. Another reason collectors carefully examine this coin is for minting errors. Sometimes coins from this year show die cracks, repunched mint marks, or slightly off-center strikes. These small production mistakes happened during the minting process when dies wore down or shifted slightly. Instead of being considered flaws, collectors now see them as unique features that can make a coin stand out from the millions of normal examples. Coins like this are also appreciated because of the history they represent. A 1955 penny was used during a time when everyday purchases cost only a few cents. These coins passed through stores, markets, and vending machines more than 70 years ago, becoming part of everyday life in the United States. That's why collectors always recommend checking old coin jars, inherited collections, or bankrolls carefully. Many valuable coins have been discovered in places where people least expected them. Now let's talk about value. Most circulated 1955 D Lincoln Wheat Pennies are usually worth around 5 to 15 cents. Uncirculated examples with strong detail can sell for around $5 to $25. High-grade red examples in top condition have reached auction prices of around $1,000 to $2,000. So before you spend an old wheat penny, take a moment to check the date and mint mark. That small coin could be a collectible piece of history hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed learning about rare and valuable coins, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with other coin lovers. And remember, always check your pocket change carefully because the next valuable coin might already be waiting in your collection.